Alright, hello, I'm Jog, and welcome to Age of Mythology, the extended edition that was found on Steam. That's without the DLC. So, first thing first, before we do anything, let's go to the Learn How to Play. Let's start all the way with the tutorial. To get us started about how this entire game is to operate.
Age of Mythology is a game of heroes and monsters, mighty armies and epic deeds. Lead your culture through the ages, from humble beginnings in a small village to mighty citadels protected by the power of the gods. Tear down the walls of Troy. Battle giants in the frozen wastes near Midgard, and fight armies of Anubites in the shifting sands of Egypt. The gods, as a token of appreciation, may someday reward you with great earth-changing powers in Age of Mythology. Today, your task is a simple one. The hero Arkantos has sailed to an island far from his home in Atlantis, seeking the Cyclops. The slaying of this mythical beast will bring great glory to Arkantos and his hunters. But before we take on the mythical creature, we must learn how to march. Left-click on Arkantos
Alright,
to select
so right off the bat, we can either left-click or just
now
holding
right-click
click.
near the blue flag to move along the path.
And yeah, as the game says, this is essentially how we're going to
If
get
you're ever
essentially
unsure
moving.
about what to do next, check the Objectives banner. Click the flashing Objectives banner to see your current goal.
So yes, for
Move
the...
your mouse to the top of the screen to scroll the view in the main game window to the next flag.
Thank you.
Well done.
Oh my god.
Right-click the ground near the next flag to keep moving down the beach.
Okay, so during the whole campaign, this will essentially be our main objective. It'll be changing as things go on, but like right now it's just telling us to continue on. As well as every level will have a hint, if you so wish, alongside the spotlight, such as if one telling us about the character information. We can either hit I or click on their icons down below to get a little bit about them. Such as Arkantos, the hero who has the ability to boost morale by raising his spear and calling to his men. Good against missed units, and he regenerates. Yeah, heroes, or at least story-based heroes, are very special, but we'll deal with that later on. We can also see a lot more about them. They go up pretty, like, in-depth. Bonus damage against missed units, use against myth/all opponents, but you counter with human soldiers, upgrade an armory. And yeah, there's a lot to go into all of this, and I won't be talking about every little thing. But yeah, we just want to move on. If we go down here, we can actually do two different combat things, such as attack where you move.
Atlantean warriors. Drag a box around Arkantos. All of the hunters are now selected and will move in a group. Arkantos and his men continue down the path to the next flag. The black area represents unexplored territory. This is where the beast's trail continues. Right-click the flag where the trail continues beyond the black area.
Okay,
The men will move forward, revealing the path as they go.
Yes, so there was a lot going on there, but for the most part, it was trying to talk about the whole field of fog of war. The fact that all of the dark spots are, like, getting filled in is because we don't know what the world looks like. As we march, we will see the world and how it all evolves.
Down the path to the next flag. Notice the diamond-shaped window at the bottom right corner of the screen.
God dang it, give me a minute to speak.
This is the mini-map.
Yes.
The mini-map shows you where you are, and also places you haven't explored yet.
Yes,
Left-clicking on the mini-map will instantly move the view in the main game window.
Maybe that was a mistake. Oh well. Anyways,
when you're ready, continue down
if you look at the map,
path and
some parts
seek out
are
the Cyclops.
a bright green, while over here is a bit of a dark green. If anything was to happen into this part, these flags actually give us a line of sight, so we can actually see what's going on here without having our units close by. Compared to this area, where if something was to happen, like say enemy units, I would not know they're here until our soldiers actually walked over that way. Ay, this woman likes to talk a lot. Anyways, the tutorial's not going to be all that long. This entire episode is just going to be the tutorial and going through it, which is just us getting started, such as, well, fighting the Cyclops.
Are selected. Then right-click on the Cyclops.
So yeah, Ocantos, if you actually notice, he did his whole special thing where he put his spear in the air and the guys got excited. If you notice that orange ball below him, that just fell back up, with that being at full, and if he attacked again, he could have done it again. Either way, that's the first one, mostly just getting used to moving, and yeah, we'll be moving on.
We have returned.
To properly honor the gods, you must gather 100 food, 100 wood, and 100 gold. Then build a temple. The displays in the bottom left corner of the screen show that you already have some food. But if you're going to gather more resources, you'll have to use what food you have to create. Well done! You've trained a villager.
So yes, this is kind of the base beginning of everything.
Left-click on a villager to select him, then right-click on the resource.
So,
for example, the flashing goats are a good source of food. Well done. The villager will continue to gather food until you tell him to stop, or he runs out of goats.
Yeah, so how it works is that villagers will gather resources,
Look,
so
additional
food,
villagers
wood,
have
and
come to
gold.
help gather resources. Select another villager and put him to work by right-clicking on the flashing farm.
So, different things have different rates of acquiring
now
resources.
Gather wood from trees and gold from gold mines. Select a villager, then right-click the resource.
So yes, different things will give you different amounts of resources, but the most important one is going to be food. Now we have this villager up here farming, and we have other ones down here gathering.
If you're ever unsure about what to do next, check the objectives banner. Click the flashing objectives banner to see your current goal. You have plenty of food.
Okay, so when you gather from animals, you gather food the fastest. The issue with it is that, one, the animals can get fatter over time, so you have the issue of, do I wait for them to get to their fattest, which is 300 food, or do I just get rid of them now and try to get the food that I can now? Farms, I want to say, are the slowest way of getting food, however, they are infinite. Once you have one down, it'll constantly just be... it'll allow a villager to constantly get food, just at a much slower rate than anything else. There are also berry bushes, but I don't see them around our base right off the start, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Now, for the most part, when it comes to games like this, you kind of want to focus on getting yourselves more villagers. Villagers are essentially your most important resource in the entire game. The reason being, you can't do things without having villagers. You want to gather resources, you need villagers. You want to build a house, you're going to need the resources and then a villager to build it. You want to build a granary so they can drop off food. Same thing. As important as having a military is, resources are also good. Yeah, so if you can see here, it wants us to get all the food and whatnot.
You have plenty
Villagers
of
right-clicked
gold.
on the resources, such as the trees, the gold, and the food. And drop sites, yes. Drop sites are buildings where villagers can deposit resources. All resources can be dropped off at the town center, but there are less expensive drop sites, as it's saying, such as the granary for food or the storehouse for wood and gold. Also, the warehouses, the storehouse and the granary, are another way of... How do I want to phrase this? They are another way of improving your villagers because they can have upgrades. So the storehouse for us could have a way for us to upgrade our wood collection as well as our gold collection, where the granary can allow us to increase our food production.
Well done. You have the resources to build a temple. Select a villager. Notice the buttons at the bottom left side of the screen. These are the buildings the villager can build, such as houses and granaries. Left-click the temple button, then left-click the main game window to place it. The villager that built the temple has started to worship, and your favor is increasing. Additional worshippers will make your favor rise more rapidly. Select additional villagers, then right-click the temple.
So yeah, we are playing as Greek, under the god of Poseidon. For us to gain favor, we worship at temples. So, how this works is that more villagers at a temple, the faster we will gain
your offerings
favor.
Have pleased the gods.
However, that also means that we have villagers essentially doing nothing more than just gathering favor instead of gathering wood, gold, or wood. So there's pros and cons to it.
Look, there! Pirate ships!
Those might be Kamos's pirates. Quick, back to camp. We'll prepare a welcome they won't soon forget.
Arkantos and the other hunters are mighty warriors, but you'll need to create a larger army if you're going to defeat the pirates. But first, since you already have a temple, you should advance to the next age. Select the town center.
Okay, I'm first just going to move my soldiers up there, and then this.
The allows you to advance to the next age. Click it now. The choice of minor god determines which mythical creatures you can summon, and what powers the gods grant you. You can only pick one minor god to follow for each age, so choose carefully.
So
Once you have made your choice, left-click the image of one of the gods to begin advancing to the next age.
So it says right now we're in the classical age. If we actually hit this option up on the top right, this will actually show us the god that we're playing as well as all of the, well, upgrade options that we have available to us. So there are 4 ages. The age that you start on, the second age, the third age, and the fourth age. Now for this one, we're getting the option to go straight into the third age, giving us Dionysus or Aphrodite. So each one is going to have the different things. Aphrodite will give us the curse ability, able to turn soldiers and villagers into pigs, and give us the myth unit of the Nemean lion, where Dionysus will give us bronze, which will allow us to turn the skin of all of us and our allied soldiers to bronze. Oh, and ships, I didn't realize that one. Essentially increasing our defense, but give us the myth unit of the Hydra. So there's going to be different pros and different cons. Also, there's going to be more to it. Like, you start off in the Archaic Age, then you need to build a temple to make it to the Classical Age. From the Classical Age, you need to build a, I just saw it, armory to get to the Heroic Age, and then you need something else to get to the Mystical Age, but I'm going to save that one for later on. Right now, we only have very little available to us, as this is the tutorial. Now, I'm going to take Curse. Honestly, there's nothing, no wrong way of doing this.
To increase your army of warriors, building an academy will let you train hoplites. Select a villager. The academy is flashing.
Okay, so I meant to say this before. The more villagers you have on a building, the faster it will build. You can send additional villagers
to help build the academy by selecting a group and right-clicking the foundation of the academy. But make sure to leave the academy is complete.
So if you hit Shift and left-click, you can build multiple of one item.
Click the flashing button to train a hoplite. Clicking multiple times will queue up several hoplites to train one after another.
Yeah, you can't click the button multiple times or go down here to the repeat current queue, which means that it'll right now just keep on making me more and more hoplites nonstop.
You have reached your population limit. In order to increase your population limit, order a villager to build a house. Select a villager. The house button is flashing. Select it and place it.
So yes, houses are very useful. You can only build 10 of them. But each one will give you a plus 10 to the amount of... to your maximum population. So, it costs 50 wood to build. But honestly, if you can build them, I see no reason not to.
Each house will increase your maximum population, but you're limited to 10 houses. To further increase your population limit, you could claim additional settlements such as this one. Select a villager, click the flashing button.
I don't know what's going up at the top right.
Most buildings
Because,
can
hold
be
on.
placed anywhere, but a town center can only be built on a settlement.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on up here. This
Place
is
the new
for,
town
like,
centre
hey,
as if
you have
you're placing
villages
another
that are
building.
idle.
But instead of left-clicking on open ground, left-click directly on the flashing unclaimed settlement. A sentry tower would help us spot the pirates when they approach. A flagged location would be an excellent place to build a sentry tower.
In single player, yes. Multiplayer,
Select a
maybe not so
villager,
much.
Choose the sentry tower and build it near the flag.
So yeah, we are very limited on what we can and cannot do. Obviously, again, this is a tutorial, so it's gonna force us pretty much to go down a straight road. The game will open up when we actually get to the campaign proper.
Excellent. Now we'll see them coming.
Yeah, seeing them
For
coming
extra
though and preparing to actually
protection,
fight them,
improve your tower.
there are two
Select
different
the
things.
tower. The flashing button will improve all of your towers to watchtowers. Left-click it now. Mythical creatures are summoned from your temple and can be extremely effective against the enemy's human soldiers and buildings. Select the temple. It's the flashing building near the center of your village. You have enough favor and other resources to summon a centaur. The centaur is very fast and an excellent ranged unit. He will help us scout the island and locate the pirate camp. Summon a centaur by clicking the flashing button.
Oh, didn't tell us about this, but we also have an armory. Armory actually
The
allows you
pirates
to
are
upgrade your
approaching.
human soldiers.
Protect your villagers by ringing the town bell. Select the town center. Click
Not
the
much reason to
flashing
really
town
do
bell
this.
button.
To be honest, the town bell is pretty much like a last resort type of deal you want to do. Like, if you have to do that, you really have your defenses and, you have your defenses messed up and the enemy really got into your base. Anyways, where's this whole enemy? Oh, I wanted me to get this one.
When the town bell rings, your villagers take shelter in the nearest town center or watchtower.
Alright, and here we go. There's the battle.
You have fought off the pirates'
And there we
initial
go.
attack. Now send all of your villagers back to work. Select the town center. Click the flashing button. Your villagers will leave the safety of the town center and return to their tasks.
Λέγε βούλομαι.
You have trained enough soldiers to defeat the pirates.
I hope
Their
so.
camp is located here. Gather your army together and send them to attack.
Alright, if you ever notice we didn't get our god power, again,
Ostagma, Vulume.
tutorial. Also, I have a pretty
The
decent
gods
sized
have
army for us
rewarded
up
you
ahead.
with the meteor power.
Izvoli.
God powers can be used at any time and can completely change the course of battle. However, they can only be used once.
Yeah,
Show
god
the
powers
pirates
are
what
very
the power
helpful.
Of the gods can do.
That actually
Left-click
said
the
they can only be
flashing
used
meteor
once,
button, then
which
left-click
is
somewhere in
the
the
biggest
pirate camp.
issue. Not all god powers are equal, and some are powerful, some not as powerful. Depends on the situation and where everything goes.
Proszę się. Kanos. Izvoli.
Yeah, unfortunately there's one soldier's the only guy left. I'm just completely ignoring him, because why not?
Kanos. Leje. Victory is
I was gonna say, there's nothing
Well
else here.
done, men. Break camp and load the ships. We sail for Atlantis with the tide.
Alright, and there we go. I believe that's all for the tutorial. I believe up next is the actual campaign. Yes, so we'll save that for next time, where we actually get into the game. Well, I say the game proper, but the first episode, well, the next episode, is not going to be the most exciting. At least I don't think it is. It's going to be a while before the game, I would say, truly hits, but we'll save that for later on. Until next time, I am Jog, signing off. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.